We're starting to see an increase. I mean, the cases are ticking up. We're looking at positivity rate, with COVID, and the rate of tests that are positive has increased up. It's almost up to 7% now. So it's that combination of that. And we know hospitalizations lag a little bit behind, but we're starting to see an uptick in hospitalization as well. In general, COVID is milder now for all the reasons we know. The variant is mutated and people have built up immunity. But we still have about 6,000 patients a week that are hospitalized in the United States, and around 15% of those are in the ICU. We still see deaths. So it's still a serious illness for those that are vulnerable, and a small percentage of patients that you wouldn't expect to be sick are sick. So we still see that. That background rate has stayed about the same in terms of that, and we expect that will creep up a little as this mini surge is starting to happen. The alarms aren't going off yet or anything like that, but I think we look at the trends. We've got, as you mentioned, people going back to school, people starting to do indoor activities. We have flu and RSV season coming to start as well. And we have, a real fatigue with masking. We're very, very under vaccinated for COVID. So we've got a lot of ingredients, so-called perfect storm to see some things get worse. So I would say we're vigilant. We're on the lookout. We hope people aren't so fatigued that they won't take precautions. But that's the biggest concern, is the numbers go up and people are just tired and they won't follow some good self-management. I think we need people to do this on their own, so we don't have to rely on mandates and rules and regulations. So hopefully people will follow the rules on their own, and we can keep this thing at bay. Masking in general isn't necessary right now, certainly just out and about, but there are some high-risk situations where, travel, being in a crowded space, where it sort of makes sense right now to wear a mask. And so I think thinking about that, especially, think not only about the events you're going to attend, but where are you going to be the next week? If you're going to go visit an elderly relative, or you're living with someone who's immunocompromised, then in particular, think about them as well, because you may have a mild illness and not know it, and then they get sick and they're one of the ones in the hospital ICU or even worse. We think, stay current with vaccination. So it's better to be ahead. There's still pretty good protection right now with the bivalent vaccine. People that have it are far less likely to get serious illness than those who haven't. So right now, that's what we have. We're talking about fall for a new updated booster that will be better for Omicron variants, which is what we're dealing with now. So yeah, be ready, be on the lookout for another one in the fall. But if you're not up to date today, get up to date today. Visit vaccine.gov, find a place near you, and get the bivalent. If you've never had a bivalent booster, get it. If you've never had a COVID vaccine, get one bivalent booster, and you're going to be good. I just think for everybody, I understand the fatigue. I understand some of the skepticism that's held people back, but our vaccine rate is just, amazingly low. And I think rethink it, rethink where you are, and some of the concerns that people had early on were understandable. We're way past that now. So there isn't really a credible reason to be afraid of the vaccine. There's many credible reasons to get it. And do it as a sense of pride and support for the community, so we can hopefully avoid any restrictions or any fears and some of the serious loss of life. So reconsider vaccine, and then just keep a mask handy. Don't be afraid to put it on. If you're one of the few that wear it, the more people that wear masks in a crowded setting, the more people will pull one out and wear one. So be a leader in that regard as well.